boy Beatty. Welcome to another action-packed live with the Softball Motivator. You're in the place. You're in the right place. If you can hear my voice, if you can see me right now, you're in the right freaking place. I come on here every Tuesday with a live that's dedicated to help you take your game and life to the next level. And hopefully my energy can come through the phone, come through whatever you're watching me on, and just overtake you so you can just feel good about yourself and about your life. I hope everybody's doing well today. I hope everybody is ready for another good live that we're going to have. Shouts out to Easton Fast Pitch for giving the opportunity for us to be here to get better. Okay, I love my job. My job is to motivate people, and I freaking love the fact that I got you here with me now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I see some people on here talking about some they were supposed to have a tournament this weekend. Girl, I know. I ain't supposed to be here right now inside. It's beautiful outside. Supposed to be somewhere doing like this. Score, 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 score. Go, 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 go. Supposed to be doing that, giving out my signs and all that kind of stuff. But COVID will be over soon, and that's why Team Easton has teamed up with a lot of influencers to make sure you're ready for when that time comes. I got two topics that I want to talk about today, two short topics, okay? But this live right here, just like any other live, is dedicated to you. So I want you girls right now to think about some Q&A, some big time questions that you want to ask. Make sure if you already have them, go ahead and type them up. If you got a question that you always want to already wanted to ask from last week, type it up, press the question mark below your screen and submit your question, because I want us to have a massive Q&A session today, this evening, for you and the viewers. Okay, so today, the first topic I want to talk to you guys about right now is understanding, my multiple sport athletes, okay, or the ones that's playing multiple sports. All right. I want to talk to you and give you my 2 cents about it. Playing multiple sports is great, in my opinion. OK, and I'll give you my but and however after I explain this. But playing multiple sports is great for the mental. One thing that I didn't understand is that when you play, and maybe there's some ladies on here right now that can agree with me, some people that are watching right now can agree to this point, is that playing different sports gives you a different mental skill set, right? It gives you a different competitive edge. If you play lacrosse, it gives you a different competitive edge. If you play soccer, if you swim, if you run cross country, if you run track, okay, volleyball, if you get after it, right? When you take what you learn in those sports to softball, it gives you a different competitive edge. And if you're a person on here that agrees with me, make sure you type that in there. Give me a thumbs up. Give me some more hearts right there to let me know who I'm talking to in here today. But it gives you that competitive edge. I know when I played football, right? When I played football back in high school, the intensity that I got from football, when I brought it over to baseball, it took my game to the next level. That intensity, that rah-rah, that camaraderie. All right, I wanted to actually pound the other team. For real, don't talk about my homie on the mound or you're going to have to see me at home plate. You know what I'm saying? It brought that fire, but that fire was contagious for my team. That energy of this is my family. You ain't going to talk to my family. We could be losing right now, but if you come for my sis, if you come for my bro, I'm coming for you, for real. We a family. And I got that energy from football. All right. I got that energy and I brought it to the baseball field. I want you girls to really hone in on thinking about the other sports that you might play and the different mentalities that you have when you play basketball or when you play another sport, right? Take those. I feel like you have an advantage because it's a different mentality. But if for the ones that play multiple sports, I'm telling you, you're winning right now. You're winning. But if you don't play multiple sports, I'm not saying you don't have a chance to win, but I'm just saying playing multiple sports really can help with your mental preparation. It can really help with your intensity. It can really help the way you attack your main sport of being softball. Okay. That right there is something that I wanted to talk to you girls about. Now, here's something else I really want you to pay attention to, because this came up in the live that I did a couple days ago. If you play multiple sports, all right, your main sport is softball. Main sport is softball. You're in high school and you play basketball as well. Or let's just say you run cross country. Let me let you know something. Sooner or later, when it comes down to that recruiting process and you're thinking about taking softball to the next level, right? College to help you get your degree or to help you go up there and continue to go as far as you can in softball. I need for you to understand something. It comes to a point in time where you got to do the right thing. So many times I've seen girls miss out on scholarships because they want to continue this. They want to continue the trend of being a multi-sport athlete, but the sport that they're not going to college to play, they got hurt in that sport, and it either ruined or messed up their chances at a scholarship to go on to play softball at the next level. I want you to be smart. I loved football to death. I loved the energy that it brought, but when it came to my senior season, I stopped playing other sports. I stopped playing. I stopped playing, and I dedicated my final year. It started my junior summer year, the summer after my junior year. I stopped playing multiple sports because I had to dedicate myself to what mattered the most. I don't want you to risk one more season or a few more seasons when you're chasing a scholarship. When you're chasing an opportunity to go to the next level. I don't want you to mess up something, tear your ACL or do anything like that. And that's just the way I feel about it. Now, again, I believe in multi-sport athletes. I really do. But we got to be smart. We got to be smart because you don't want to be another story on, oh, yeah, Rebecca used to be pretty good in softball, but she suffered that injury on the basketball court her junior year and she just never came back the same. We don't want you to be that person that we talk about. Not in a bad way, but just a sad story. We don't want that to be you. So be smart. Be smart about that. Know your worth. Know where you're wanting to go and how you're going to get there. All right. Again, I see questions popping up down there in the Q&A section. Remember, we're going to have a big Q&A at the end where we're going to be asking questions. Bring those questions to me. We're going to highlight them just in case somebody else might have that same question as well. We're almost there. I got one more thing I wanted to talk to you about before we get to the Q&A. So if you have a question right now that's just boiling right here, type it up, press the question mark down at the bottom of your screen, type it up and submit it. And I'm going to start pulling questions from that. Okay. The next thing that I would like to talk to you about, which is the final thing, is I want to shout out and give a deeper understanding to the players that play multiple positions. And how important it is. My first time becoming a pro scout and a assistant hitting coach for the St. Louis Cardinals in the minor leagues, I was able to sit in a release meeting. And for the people that don't know what a release meeting is at the end of spring training, towards the end, it comes a point where we have too many players in the organization. We know we have the draft coming up in June, and we have to get rid of a few players to make room for the incoming players or cut the dead weight, as they say. As I was sitting in this release meeting, I noticed some of the things that was brought to the attention, brought to the forefront in the meetings when it came down to deciding on who to keep and who to let go. All right. And one of the major factors that always came up at every level or every tiebreaker was how valuable this person was to the organization because they played multiple positions and they played them well. You know, usually the person that got let go was the person that was just one dimensional. All right. During COVID-19, this can be a great opportunity for you to find an extra position to play. Right? Learn it right now. You have nothing but TIME. Learn to play multiple positions. All right. I really, really need for you guys to understand the importance of that. It creates tremendous value for you and it creates value for your team. Now, let me break this down. I don't want you going out there saying that, all right, well, I caught a few fly balls during our quarantine with my dad in the backyard, with my mom in the backyard in the open field. Now I play center field. Honey. No, you don't play center field. No, you don't. No. Only in your backyard you play center field. You need to continue to work. You need game reps. All right. You just hold it down in the pinch. I just need for you girls to understand the difference. It's the difference between saying that I can play it and I can hold it down in a pinch if you need me to. All right. When you are a person that holds a position down when coach needs you to, don't put that on your softball resume as a position. All right. In a pinch is not a position. You need to learn how to make the routine play look easy. If you can make the routine play look easy, you know the system, you know where you need to be, you know where you need to be lined up, you know how to move, you know what cutoffs to hit, you know the plays, you know the footwork. If you can, that means you can play it. If you know those type of things, that means you can play it. All right. Playing multiple positions adds value to you and your team. All right. It does you very well when a coach can speak on your behalf to say, hey, she could play first. She could play short. She could play anywhere. But when they say anywhere, they look at that scout's eyes and they say, no, listen to me. She can play anywhere. I guarantee you. Anywhere on that field, she can play it. All right. So let me wrap this up by saying this. If you're a shortstop or middle infielder, you're very agile, you're fleet of foot, you got good footwork. Going to the outfield and the center field slot might be a good transition for you to add to your tool set. Because center field is usually an athletic position. It is an athletic, not usually. It's an athletic position. Okay, that's a good transition into another position for you. If you play middle infield, up the middle. All right? If you're a third baseman, right, you don't move as quick as a shortstop or a second baseman, but you got a strong arm, try that outfield slide out in right field. If you move pretty quick, you might play center too. But try that outfield slide. You have the longer throw out there in right field. Hose some people. Let them know. Try you. Hose them. Let them know. Sit them down. Hey, sis, go sit it down. Sis, come over here and sit it down. If you're an outfielder, it depends on your athleticism. Okay, you need to be able to talk and communicate with your coaches to say, if I wanted to play another position, what would be a good position for me to try to learn? Okay, and tell them to be open with you. But don't tell, hey, man, when the coach says, hey, you're good where you're at. Don't worry about it. Just go back. Just look at them in their eyes. Look down in their soul and say, no, I really would like to learn another position. What do you think I should be able to learn? Not saying I need to play it, but I'm willing to put in the work to learn another position to add more value to me to help out the recruiting process. When you break it down like that, that coach is like, oh, okay. Well, next practice, we'll start working you in it so-and-so. We'll start possibly working you in here to see, okay? And let me give an example of why some pitchers out there call themselves POs. POs, for the people that don't know, means pitcher only. If you are a PO, a pitcher only, I'd say that by the time you get to about to that 14, 15, maybe let me just say 14, 15, it's just because of where we're at today. If you're a PO at the age of 14 to 15, you're starting to understand that, hey, I'm going to college as a pitcher. I'm one of the best pitchers on the team, and I'll spend a lot of my time and a lot of my lessons and a lot of my parents' money into developing as a pitcher. And hitting is just kind of like, That's when people start to say that they're a pitcher only. They adopt the role as, I'm a PO. Okay. And shout out to my POs on here, because those are some of the people that should never touch a bat ever again. Those are the people that when they pick up a bat, everybody's like, oh, shoot, they're holding their breath. They're on the fence. Like, those are usually the POs. Okay. So shouts out to them. But I just really want you, and if you're a first baseman, if you are a first baseman and you're just not fleet of foot, right? You're just, they got you over there because you're taller. You're not the fastest person, but you can pick it. Another position that you should try out, go over there to third base. Go across town to third base. All right. And then also, listen, I want you girls to understand something. Just because you're not fast doesn't mean you can't play another position. Okay. I'm tired of people putting limits on themselves. You shouldn't put a limit on yourself. Just go out there and work. I'm not saying you're going to go out there and work and you're going to become the fastest person on your team. I'm just saying you can get quicker. You can get faster. All right. You don't have to be fast to be able to track down a ball. You need to learn how to get the right first step. okay, in the outfield. You might not ever play center field coming from first base, right? But you might play corner outfield if they need you, or to be able to learn how to play in positions. A lot of time, and I just like to go on this, and we're getting ready to go to Q&A here in probably about 2 minutes. So make sure if you got a question to go ahead and submit it down underneath. But a lot of times people think you have to be fast to play in the outfield. You don't necessarily have to be fast. There's some people that are not fast that'll play a good outfield because they get a quick first step. All right. They know how to track a ball very well. When the ball goes up, they're already running to the spot that it's going to land. Okay, so don't sell yourself short because your whole life you've been playing first base. Your whole life you've been catching. Your whole life you've been playing third base. You're not fleet of foot. Don't sell yourself short. Just continue to grind it out. Use some speed and agility and go out there. You never know what you can do without trying. You'll never know if you can make the shot if you never take the shot. That's your boy.